Tuesday, the 11th of July. Doing a test shave this morning between two vaguely similar stainless steel razors. I'm using a gift from Gary. Thank you, Gary, as always, thank you. This is the Saponifcio Veracino, traditional, manufactured since 1945. This is the Opuntia, and it's a Fiscus Indica. It says Vegetal and Triple Milled Soap 2018 Special Edition. So I'm expecting great things from that. Gary's used it, and if he says it's good, it's good. So I'm just going to use it a little bit as a pre-shave. And I thought today I'm going to try to do a test on a Mastro Livi Bocati wood, which Gary has used successfully and said it had a good edge. I've used it, I just don't seem to get on with it very well. But the wisdom of Gary will save me. He uses a very low angle. This is a quarter to almost half hollow grind, and certainly not my favourite. I prefer either a large blade, then I don't really care whether it's a half hollow or a full hollow, even a wedge if it's a big blade. But if it's only a relatively small blade, I think it's just over 6/8. And I've never been terribly happy with very rigid blades which are only that size. Anyway, enough of me wittering on. Here's the soap. This looks quite nice. I use my favourite synthetic. She's a Yaki 30mm, very large brush. But as Johan quite correctly said, when you're using a large brush, you don't need to keep putting it into the soap bowl. All you need to do is add a little bit of water. So, thank you, Johan. Marvellous shave channel. Anyway, I hope you can hear this rubbish. No music on today, because I'd like to give a little bit more of a chat and to extol the virtues, or even the deficits, of these two stainless steel razors. I was surprised that my cheap stainless steel from China was equal to the Mastro Livi, but the Livi has so many attributes which are good. The adjustable screw at the side for the tension, for the torque required for the razor. It's very pure. It's very simple. There's a lot to be said for that. Anyway, let's see how it goes today with a slightly lower angle than I would normally use. Which, yeah, so far is working. Look at that. Yeah, low angle for the Mastro Livi seems to work. Yeah. Doesn't drag so much. I hate draggy razors. No, it's redeemed itself. Certain angles you've got to be a little more acute. One thing I would say about the two Livis that I've tried is they're very, very good against the grain, if you keep the angle low. So that's a pass, thank God at last. The other razor today, how about this? This is from Trevor. This is a Woolfblades from Trevor Wolfson. This is a stainless steel, probably the same quality of stainless steel as Mastro Livi uses, but this is a lot better looking. Holding wise, you get used to them. I like the traditional grip of the Mastro Livi, but Trevor's very clever all these little nooks and crannies have a purpose. They actually fit very well. But anyway, let's see what the edge is like in comparison. I'm not absolutely certain. I've only used this one once, so this is only my second shave. You can hear the difference already. This is a full hollow. Now I've got to say, I'd be very hard pressed to tell the difference. If anything, the hanging hair test was better with the Mastro Livi. In fact, well, I'll be damned. Trevor's, possibly because it's brand spanking new and I haven't really got to grips with it, but Trevor's isn't quite cutting as well today. But it's a far more beautiful razor to look at. It's got a far higher degree of finish. The finish on this is unbelievably good. I think Trevor must have a very special method. This is a mirror finish, and I much prefer mirror finishes. It shows that the person that made it's put a hell of a lot of effort in. So this is your mirror finish. Let's go back to the Mastro Livi. I'll put a little more water onto the brush, just a little bit. Let's hydrate the lava. But so far, you could really surprise me here. I don't know, but so far, knocked me down with a feather. So far, the Mastro Livi is actually better. I think I might need to do a little bit of more refining work, stropping wise, on Trevor's. Who knows? Seems that I don't. Anyway, back to the Mastro Livi, which I've got to say has surprised me today. It really has. Yeah, it's cutting better, smoother. Did put a fair amount of work on the stropping. I don't know if that helped, probably did. Over 40 laps on Kaneyama canvas and 25-30 on the smooth side. Yeah. You won't hear much cutting noise from our little friend here. It's, to be generous, it's a half hollow. I think it might even be slightly less than half hollow. So the noise is rather muted. Let me just show you if anybody's watching. Yeah, that's pretty blunt, really. I mean, that's in a blunt angle. It's a very sharp blade. In fact, it's so sharp, I think it just slightly nicked me there. Do you know, so slight I can't honestly say. But it's a very fair test if you strop exactly the same way, which I do, with two different razors. You're bound to get a similarity. But strangely enough, I still think my strange maxim of using the hanging hair test works. This today is actually blisteringly good on the hanging hair, both directions. Oh yeah, I did, look. I think I did. Anyway, let's try across the grain. Yeah. Well, I just touched myself there, I think. Again, I'm not familiar with this little razor yet. This is my third attempt. Yeah, it's comfy though, I've got to say. It's not bad. I don't think I'd ever pick it as my favourite razor at the moment. I think I'd have to give that to Trevor's Sci-Fi razor, which really is incredible. Yeah, you can't hear any cutting. No. Maybe a bit. Well, I guess every razor has its own characteristics and needs learning. Yeah, not too bad, but I don't like the grind. Grind on this one is a little bit too stiff, I suppose a good word as any. And let's do what, so far I found the Mastro Livis. I've got the little travel kit, and now I've got this Bricote. Bricote wood is very attractive. It's the Mexican equivalent of the Indian rosewood, which is now very hard to get hold of. Probably because they've been making cheap furniture for many years in India and using Indian rosewood, which of course is rare. Yeah, I've got to say, against the grain, very, very nice indeed. Now let's try against the grain with Trevor Wolfson's little koi. If you wonder why it's a koi, it's because it's got a koi fish on it. Isn't that lovely? These are really well made razors. I mean, this is carbon fibre. Yeah, this has got a layered carbon fibre with an overlayer of what looks like hand painted wood. Luxury. Surprise, surprise. Gotta say, both are good, but today I'd give it on edge to the Mastro Livi. Isn't that a surprise? I was going to be saying today, oh well, Mastro Livi, not a very good edge. It's actually a very good edge, but I've been a bit naughty. I'm not putting down anybody. This is just purely the fact of getting used to it and determining how best you keep an edge. Obviously, little Mastro Livi I've improved. Will knock me down. Yeah. That's quite good now. Excuse me just 1 second. My cat's outside. What do you want? Yes, meow to you too. Sorry about that. My back garden cat. Right. So in conclusion, today, I'm not going to do a massively long shave. It'll bore you to tears. I would say this is a very, very good steel. I looked underneath the microscope and I used my little 40 magnification loupe, and I would say old Mastro Livi's grind method is very clever. By reputation, he uses 3K, sometimes a natural stone afterwards, I believe a cotical, but sometimes straight from 3K onto his green paste, on the green pasted strop, which I would have thought wasn't sufficient, but obviously it is, because this has come up a treat today. So it still feels a little stiff because it's a very, very thick blade. The old Mastro Livi certainly knows what he's doing, doesn't he? I'm going to work a little more on Trevor's. It's by far the better made, but when it comes down to it today, the Mastro Livi won. So there you have it. Purely subjective. I can't claim to be any sort of deeply knowledgeable person. Gary's the one you want when it comes to shaving angles, soaps, etc. Not me. But I do is I mess around with different razors and I give them tests. And today we have the winner, which is the Mastro Livi. This one, with a little bit of work, is going to be unbelievably good. I have Sci-Fi from Trevor Wilson. Oh, that's a laser. Anyway, chaps, I hope you enjoyed this. Quite long enough today. If you did, could you just give me a like, spread the word, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.